you not think is being contained in this
I'm
country?
not a doctor, I'm a lawyer.
We have at least 18 deaths, and they keep coming on every day that goes by.
The 14 deaths so far that are completely tragic and very sad in this country shows that this has been contained because the president took action.
We're having, obviously, an acceleration of cases now. If you look at it every day, we get more and more. We have somewhere around 350, probably going to be close to 400 if it isn't already there.
Obviously, as the chairman of CPAC, my first priority is the health and safety of all our attendees. I was in contact with a patient last night.
Matt, to be clear, you didn't have physical contact with the patient. You spoke with the patient on the phone.
I had incidental. I did, Jedediah. I had incidental contact with him very briefly.
Oh, you did?
Something that's, you know,
had contact
concerns
with him.
Everybody.
You had contact with him at the conference. I'm referencing yesterday was a phone conversation that you had with him.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. I had a phone conversation with him yesterday as he's in quarantine.
What we do know is that if we had massive numbers of cases, we would be seeing more deaths. And so we actually feel pretty good that some parts of the country have contained it.
You need to take a listen to something President Trump said on Friday when he visited the CDC. He was talking about whether or not to bring those infected Americans on a cruise ship off the California coast back into the United States.
If it were up to me, I would be inclined to say, leave everybody on the ship for a period of time and you use the ship as your base.
Absolutely not. I recommended very strongly in our meetings that we get those people off that ship.
But a lot of people would rather do it a different way. They'd rather quarantine people in the land. Now, when they do that, our numbers are going to go up.
The Vice President met with the CEOs of the major cruise ship companies yesterday, and they are coming up with a plan within 72 hours of that meeting.
The ship's docking tomorrow.
The plan will be in place by that time. I don't want to preview the plan right now.
Shouldn't you be able to do that?
I think it needs to all come from a solitary source.
We don't want to have a repeat of what we saw at the Diamond Princess, where the ship became almost a hot spot of transmission. Now, I feel strongly about getting them off there and getting them under the appropriate quarantine and or care for those who are sick.
Our priorities are, number one, making sure people who are on those cruise ships and who need medical attention can get it. Two, we want to get people off the ships as quickly and as safely as we can. And number three, we want to protect our communities. And that's a delicate balance.
There's a story today on AP that the White House overruled the CDC, which wanted to warn elderly people and people in physically fragile conditions not to get on commercial airplanes.
And if you are an individual who has an underlying condition, particularly an elderly person with an underlying condition, right now, not wait, you should start to distance yourself from the risk. Crowds, getting on a plane, on a long plane trip, and above all, don't get on a cruise ship.
There has been some confusion about the response in this country to the disease. First of all, when a vaccine will become available.
I've heard very quick numbers, a matter of months, and I've heard pretty much a year would be an outside number.
I think people need to appreciate the difference between a vaccine that you've proven works. That's going to take a year to a year and a half. Because once you show it works, then you've got to scale it up to hundreds of millions of doses. We are talking at least a year to a year and a half, at least, at best.
Thank you.